For decades, human progress followed a strict sequence. First, we farmed, allowing us to build settlements. Only then did we construct monuments. This model assumes organized religion is a luxury, requiring the surplus calories and free time of an agricultural society. Farming provides the stability to plan for the future. By contrast, a wandering band of hunter-gatherers is tethered to the movement of wild game, leaving little room for large-scale engineering. This progression from the field to the city to the temple was treated as a standard law of human evolution. In 1994, archaeologist Klaus Schmidt began excavating a hilltop in southeastern Turkey known as Göbekli Tepe. He found massive T-shaped limestone pillars arranged in circles. Some tower 16 feet high and weigh up to 10 tons. Their surfaces are carved with lions, scorpions, and vultures, twisting across the stone. To put that in perspective, the stones at Stonehenge were erected roughly 5,000 years ago. The structures at Göbekli Tepe are 11,000 years old. They were built in 9000 BC, thousands of years before metal tools, before the invention of pottery or the first domesticated crop. Finding a complex of this scale in the early Stone Age places a monumental religious site in an era where, according to the standard model, it shouldn't exist. To determine how the builders lived, Schmidt's team mapped the entire 22-acre summit. They were looking for the village that must have supported such a project. They found no domestic houses. There are no cooking hearths, no trash pits, and none of the clay figurines typically found in ancient settlements. The site appears to be an exclusively ceremonial destination. People traveled to this hill to build, but they did not live here. This creates a logistical riddle. Carving and moving 10-ton pillars requires hundreds of coordinated laborers. Every one of those workers needed to be fed and sheltered without the infrastructure of a nearby city. The builders were managing a massive construction project without the benefit of a settled economy. The answer to how they sustained that labor force is held in the scattered bone fragments. Archaeozoologist Joris Peters has examined over 100,000 of them. The excavated remains are dominated by wild game. 60% are gazelle, followed by wild boar, sheep, and red deer. Every single bone fragment analyzed belongs to a wild species. There is no evidence that these people had domesticated a single animal. The art on the pillars reflects this world. Instead of the docile livestock seen in later farming cultures, these carvings depict a menacing landscape of predators, spiders, snakes, and vultures. The biological and artistic evidence leads to one conclusion. The people who built the world's first monumental complex were wandering bands of hunters. 11,000 years ago, this region was a rich environment filled with wild orchards and rippling fields of wild barley and wheat. Foragers could survive here, but the multi-generational effort of building and burying these stone rings required a more stable food supply than simple gathering could provide. Genetics may link the temple to the birth of farming. Just 20 miles away, researchers found the world's oldest domesticated wheat. Radiocarbon dating suggests it was developed there around 10,500 years ago, shortly after the construction at Göbekli Tepe began. Domesticated cattle and sheep followed soon after. The transition to agriculture happened in the immediate shadow of the temple. Schmidt and his colleagues suggest that the need to feed the massive workforce at Göbekli Tepe may be the very reason we learned to farm. This evidence reverses the traditional timeline. It suggests that the social and religious organization happened first, and agriculture was the tool we invented to support it. Whether these hunters gathered to master their fears or to honor their dead, the spiritual drive preceded the settled life. Göbekli Tepe stands as the world's first known temple, a site that suggests civilization was not a byproduct of farming, but the primary reason we started farming in the first place.